this is Anna Runyon from ClassyCareerGirl.com, and today in my networking challenge I'm interviewing Carol Martin, who's also known as the Interview Coach. She's written 4 books on interviewing, and I'm really excited to speak with her today. So thanks so much for being here.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
Good.
I've actually written 8 books on interviewing.
8 books.
So I have
Okay.
a lot of books. One's coming out very soon.
Oh,
This
wow.
month.
Okay.
So, okay.
Awesome. So how can people best prepare for going on a job interview?
Okay. My advice is to, now it's going to start, is to look at the job posting or job description if you have one.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a piece of gold. And I tell people to read through that 3 times. The first time for content, the second time for words, and the third time read between the lines. What are they looking for? Because how can you solve a problem unless you know what the problem is? So you look at what the person is looking for, what the company is looking for, and you then pick out key things. When you read between the lines, if there's something that says like they have to relate with others, they have to work with accounting and human resources and manufacturing, well, what does that take? It takes interpersonal communication skills. So you're going to know that that's something they're looking for. That's a key factor, I call it. Later on, when you get these keywords, you're going to go through the whole job description and come out with about 5 to 7 keywords. When you do that, you will make stories about or examples about those 5 to 7 words. So in other words, we don't know how to prepare for questions because we don't know what they're going to ask about. We do know that they will ask about whether we have experience in those particular things that seem important to them. So when you look through the job description, get those keywords, and then think of times when you actually did that. It will make you feel more prepared. Also, you should know what you bring to the position. You know, whether it's your education and experience, whether it's your area of expertise, whether it's your strength, your work ethic, or even something about you personally. You should know who you are, your brand, so to speak, and what you have to offer. Okay?
Okay. Yeah, I love how you said to create stories too, because it's so much more fun to hear people's stories during interviews.
Right.
Okay. So how can we reduce our stress before a big interview?
Well, you know, stress is part of interviewing. And, you know, when you're going into a new position, if you go on a date, for instance, you get those butterflies and you get nervous. I mean, I've been around for a long time now, and when I go to an interview, I get nervous. Now, why? Because it's a new situation and someone's going to be judging me. But the truth is, you have power over some things and you don't have power over other things. Control the things that you have power over. If they don't like you because you're tall, you're young, you're old, you're short, you're skinny, you're fat, you know, there's nothing you can do about it. There's some built-in prejudices. But what you can control is letting them know that you're the best person for the job and being prepared to tell them that. I mean, you're selling yourself. And while you're selling yourself, they're watching you and saying, this is how she's going to, he or she in this case, is going to interact with our customers. How's she coming across? Do we want her representing our team? That makes sense?
Yes, definitely. So how can we differentiate ourselves from everyone else that's also applying for a job?
Well, I think, again, knowing what you bring to the position. Sometimes you can have an added value. You know, you're going to go through and you're going to find everything they're looking for, but maybe you speak a language, or maybe you've had an experience that is beyond what they're looking for. Be sure and find what I call your ace. In other words, something that makes you stand out from the others. But you'll be ahead of the others even if you just have a good idea of who you are, your branding. I put together a branding tool that might help people, but it's knowing what your strengths are, knowing what others say about you, just having an inventory of who you are and what you bring, I think is really important.
No, I definitely agree. You can tell when people come into an interview and they don't really know what they want, and they're just going to an interview, but yeah. So do you see any common mistakes that people normally make?
Well, the two biggest ones are you either talk too much or you don't talk enough. So talking too much is, people ask me how long a story or an example should be. By the way, a story is an answer to a question that says, give me an example of, tell me about a time when. And they want to hear about your past behavior. And the reason they do that is if you did it before, you can do it again. So a story, people ask me, how long should the story be? Well, I don't know if I'm the only one out there with a battery operated or electric toothbrush, but the toothbrush turns off after about 2 minutes. And that's when you should turn off too.
Okay.
So get an idea, just to give yourself an idea of what 2 minutes is. 2 minutes is a long time. And if I'm in a hurry, I'm like, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. But if I, just brushing my teeth, 2 minutes is a long time. I mean, it's a pretty good, I'd have a pretty good amount of time to tell a story or answer a question. If you go beyond that and you go on and on, people's eyes glaze over, you've lost them. Okay,
Yeah.
not talking enough. People say, do you have a problem speaking in front of other people? Your answer, no. Bad answer. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I don't have any problem with that. In fact, I've done it. I've talked in front of audiences as big as 300 people. Explore, expand a little on that so that they know why you're saying no. Okay?
Yeah, I like that. Turning it into, talking good about ourselves, like a yes or no answer.
Always take the opportunity. Yes, absolutely.
So what can we do after an interview so we don't get forgotten?
Say it again.
What can we do after an interview so that we don't get
after the interview. I believe in rating yourself. Going away out of the interview and getting to a paper and pencil as soon as you can, or use your laptop or whatever. But write down everything you remember about the interview. What did you like that went well? What did you think went well? What did you think you'd do differently if you could do it again? And start to keep a little diary, if you will, of your experiences so that you won't make the same mistakes next time, or you'll do more of what went well next time. So that's just kind of scoring your own interview, and of course ask for feedback if you can, but chances are you probably won't get any, and if you do, take it as constructive. Do not argue back, So that's important.
Definitely.
Okay.
So this question I ask at the end of all my interviews is, what is one thing you wish you would have known as a young professional woman just starting out in her career?
Well, I wish I had known that I had more to offer than I realized. Women underrate themselves. I had a client this morning who was in the military, a female, and she didn't feel, she'd had her child early and she didn't feel like she was worthy of this interview. And I said, where are you coming from here? I mean, you've done some remarkable things, but somehow we want to beat ourselves up. Men beat themselves up too. Some of them, most of them don't. But females do beat themselves up. They're very self-critical. Believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, why would anyone else believe in you? Why would, when you say, I'm pretty good, you're either pregnant or you're not. You're either you're good at it or you're not. You're not pretty good. Don't use those kinds of words. I'm good at, I'm an expert at. Give yourself credit for knowing what you know. Okay?
That's great advice. Thank you. So where can people find out more about you online or about your books?
Yeah, I'll go to www.interviewcoach.com, or my books are on Amazon as well. I've authored 5 books with McGraw-Hill, and they're all on Amazon.
Okay.
But my website has information about the products. I sell packages with recordings. It's about coaching. I do a lot of coaching with federal law enforcement people. And if you wanted to become a coach, I'm also interested in training you to become a coach, an interview coach, only interview coach. So
Okay.
I know a lot, I'm a subject matter expert on interviewing. Okay?
How did you decide to become an interview coach?
Because I went back to school very late in life and got a master's degree because I wanted to help women in transition, and I ended up being the guru for the FBI interview. So you set a goal and you let fate take its course, and you never know where you're going to end up.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Anna. Good luck.
Thanks. This is Anna Runyon from ClassyCareerGirl.com.